guys, welcome to another KDP video. As you can see from the title, today I want to show you how you can recreate those super cool spot the difference activity books, which you can create for both adults or children. And as you can see yourself on Amazon, there are so many different type of spot the difference book that you can create. So it's a super fun niche to dive into, and it's not oversaturated yet. So it's an excellent opportunity for everyone that want to, create a profitable activity book to jump right into it. And as you can see, there's so many different themes that you can have fun with, like around the world spot the difference, or unicorn spot the difference, and even a whole famous paintings and art masterpieces themed spot the difference, which imply a higher level of difficulty, and it's perfect for a more adult kind of audience. And so it's really up to your creativity and imagination, and as I always say, sky is the limit. These type of books can be created both in colors or black and white, so you can either use clip arts, graphic elements and illustrations, or use real pictures. But let's quickly jump into Amazon to see what's available and to have a generic idea of how these type of books are structured. So let's just quickly search for spot the difference book. And as you can see, there's a wide range of children books and also, adults books. This is more what I have in my mind. So it's like between a coloring book and an actual spot the difference kind of little game. So children can both color and, find all the differences. So let's have a look inside. So as you can see, you just need to have two of the same images with slightly different details, and this is a very complex design, by the way, and people have to find the differences, obviously. So in this book, for example, they use a whole page for the first version of the design, and then a whole another page for the same design with the difference. As you can see, I already saw there's a balloon here there's no balloon. So yes, this is a good way to actually create more pages, because for each design you really take 2 full pages, so I guess it's gonna be a side-by-side kind of a situation, so you can double the thickness of your book quite quickly with this method. However, I personally prefer to have the same design in the same page. So let's see if we can find something like that. Here, this is a more simplistic kind of, drawing, which is perfect for children, which is exactly what I have in my mind. Let's look inside. Here as well, they use a full page for each design. So I see that this is something that many spot the difference books are doing. So it's, once again, it's a good way to double your page count very, very quickly. As you can see, there's a star in the eye of the dog, and here it's a circle, then there's a butterfly, here there's a bee. So this is a very, very simplistic kind of drawing, so it's for obviously younger children. So it's a very easy spot to the difference book. Let's see if in the reviews someone have put like a little video to see inside. Okay, so as you can see, there's a side-by-side image, and there's even a little kind of text underneath. So Nick and Nelly are posing to have their picture taken. Okay, this is another idea if you want to take in consideration, if you can create sort of a cross niche between a coloring book, a spot the difference book, and also a little storytelling kind of book. The only problem by occupying every single page of your book is that if you color in it, as you can see in here, and I was expecting this issue, the color is gonna be see-through on the next page. So actually here there's a pretty not so good review. It says figures are small and not so comfortable to color. So it's actually very important for you to go through the reviews or other sellers, because this is gonna pinpoint what is wrong on your competitors' booklets and how can you instead make it better with your booklet, so you can already, stand out by offering a booklet that solve all those issues that the other booklet has, if it makes any sense. So that's why it's very important to go through the reviews. I guess if you use like crayons or like pencils, colors, you won't have that see-through issues. It usually happen only with like markers and stuff like that. So I think it may work. So as you can see, most of these books are structured in the same way. So you have a vertical illustration side by side with all your differences, and you occupy literally each side of each page, and you don't have blank pages in between. These still complain about the size, which is much bigger than the one we saw before. So it's interesting how people really love to have large size book as a coloring book for children. So it does make sense if you think about it, because young kids don't have that motorial skills yet to color inside the lines, especially if the design is very small. So far we realized that people want a large size book, so I believe around 8.5 by 11 inches will be the perfect size. They love the side-by-side images, and taking the whole page for each image. So once again, every negative review mentioned the size, so it's something very important to keep in mind. Let's see another one, like this one. So this is called Picture Puzzles. This, I think, it's structured a little different. Let's look inside. Yeah, I don't really like it because this basically will print horizontally, so it's not really well formatted. So basically you have to flip the book. Rather than using, a full page side for each illustration, they are doing the side by side in the same page and then keeping one page blank. So they are doing as you will do for a traditional coloring book, like printing in one side of the page and then keeping blank, and then printing in another side. So you skip one page for the purpose of not, transferring the color on the following illustration. However, as you can see, the formatting is a bit off because obviously you have a vertical book with horizontal illustrations. So as you can see, these are books that sell really, really, really well, and there's definitely a space for you to create your own. And you can either create a whole KDP book with the spot the difference pages, or you can create some spot the difference pages to insert into an activity books where you can have a mix of puzzles, maze, coloring pages, dot to dot, crossword puzzles. So you can really create a mix of it. So I want to show you how you can create spot the difference illustrations that you can use however you like. So saying that, let's go inside Canva, which is our favorite graphic tools to use because it's very beginner friendly, it's very on budget. You can also take advantage of the first free month trial, and so it's the best graphic tool to use for any beginners out there. So let's create our page with the measurement we established. So an 8.5 by 11 inches kind of book. Voila, here we have our brand new page. And for this kind of activity books, I will suggest to do a no bleed interior because we don't want our illustration to touch the edges of our page. So for no bleed, you know that the measurement remain exactly the same, 8.5 by 11. If you were going to format a book with a bleeding situation, you will have to increase your page a few inches on each side. And once again, this has been perfectly explained in my KDP formatting video, so watch that video if you are still confused about this topic. Now, knowing that we want to work with these measurements with a no bleed kind of situation, all we need to do at this stage is to create our illustration within our margins. And as you well know, I have margin templates which you can download for free from my Gumroad shop. and this will make your life so much easier because you just download it. And once you've downloaded them, you have all your templates right here ready to be used. They are available in the 3 most used sizes, so you have also the 8.5 by 11 inches, which is what we are using right now. So all you have to do at this stage is to just import the correct size for the page you have structured. So this is the right template. Okay, we just extend them to fit perfectly the page, and we do the same with the left page. So right and left, as I already explained in my KDP formatting video. So starting with the right page, we know now that we can put our content within this white space. So we have to stay within these orange borders right here. And this is how you perfectly format your book with no bleed, obviously. So how do you create a spot the difference illustration or page? As I already mentioned earlier, you can either insert an illustration in the old page and then do the same in the following page and do a side-by-side kind of situation, or you can insert a landscape illustration right here on half of your page and then the same illustration with all the differences underneath. But obviously to do that, we need some illustrations. So you can find some coloring pages here in Canva. Just go here on Elements and start typing coloring page. Let's see what's popping. And let's click on graphic so we filter out all the pictures. You have a lot of mandala kind of illustrations. You have kind of single clip arts, and we need more of a scene. Here it is. Look, you have this kind of illustration right here. We have a chicken here. This could be an illustration, but as you can see, it's like in a square shape, and so it doesn't quite work for our purpose because we want an illustration that either fills perfectly half of the page, so we can do like one on top, one on bottom, or an illustration that perfectly fit the whole page by itself. And as you can see, we have a blank space here, so it's not quite ideal unless you want to insert some text here. But personally, I'm not crazy about this kind of size of illustration. So the tricky part is, of course, to find an illustration with those perfect kind of measurements. Here, for example, we have a pirate. This could kind of work. I tell you why. So it doesn't fit the half of the page, but you can crop it like so, and then you can make sure it fit half of the page just like so. So basically what I would recommend you is to start by inserting couple frames so you know exactly where to draw. So you can either go inside Elements, Line and Shapes and select one of these frames. The only things I don't like about these pre-made frames here in Canva is that they are too thick, so I'm not crazy about it. So what I do instead most of the times is I create my own frame just using lines so that I can have full control on the thickness. You just elongate your lines like so, and then just place them exactly where you want them. You can keep just a few millimeters from the margins to your frame, just for extra safety. And then you just duplicate this line, and the half of the page is right here. So as you can see, you have guidelines here in Canva, which are very handy. So knowing that the half of the page is right there, you want to stay a bit above. Voila. And then you create vertical lines as well. You just rotate them 90 degrees and you make them shorter. And as you can see, now you have your frame with the exact thickness you like. So I think this is the right thickness, not too thick, not too thin. All I want to do now is to just group them. And now I can duplicate this frame. Voila! And now that you have your two rectangles in place, you can start creating your illustrations in it, and you can find beautiful illustrations within Canva itself or on Creative Fabrica, on Etsy, on Vecteezy. There are plenty of graphic marketplaces and softwares out there for you to choose from and options at your disposal, so it's up to you. But for the sake of keeping this tutorial as simple as possible, and since we are already using it, let's see what we can create with whatever it's already available within Canva. You can either create a scene by using, separate elements, like putting together different clip arts, or you try to find something already pre-made, kind of complete. So as we were looking before, you have this kind of, small design, but they don't really fit well the frame we just create, and so we need something more on a landscape kind of situation. So as I was saying, you could use something like this and crop it. You just click on crop and you just make it smaller, then you click done, and now your scene is perfectly fitting inside your frame. And then you just duplicate this. So this is how you can structure each page, and then all you have to do is to just add your differences in the two different illustrations. So for example, you can search for birds. Here, this one, make it smaller. You can add some birds here, and in this illustration there's no birds, so this is already one difference. Then I don't know, you could add maybe treasure chest. This could work, maybe flip it horizontal, or even this one. Maybe this is a bit more simplistic, less messy, so we can put the treasure chest right here. Let's see, we have even this one. This is actually the best one. Okay, this is the one that I like the most. So flip horizontal, voila. Here we have a treasure chest. So this is another difference. We could add, I don't know, a seashell or a starfish. So let's see, seashell. This is quite simple, I like it. Or maybe this one match better the style of the illustration. See, you also have to kind of match, the type of drawing. So you can choose something a bit different. You can put a starfish here, which is very cute. Maybe a crab. I don't know. I'm just, going with the flow. And by the way, you have transparent illustration and white filled illustration. I suggest you always, when possible, to choose the one with the white filling, because if you choose, a transparent illustration and you put it on top of other lines, of course it's see-through, so it's gonna look very, very messy and not as aesthetically pleasing as it should. While instead, if you choose a clip art with a white background, even if you put it on top of other strokes, it will be more neat and clear, you will see it better. So okay, so far so good. We have 1, 2, 3 differences. Then another things you can do is maybe we can put, let's see if we can find a crab. Here it is. Perfect. Depending on the level of difficulty that you choose to create your booklet for, so if it's for children that are very young, obviously you want to make it easier, and you will mostly select an illustration which is more minimalistic. This is a medium stage, as I will consider it kind of illustration, because there's a lot of small details. So if it's for a medium level of difficulty, I would try to make the differences more subtle and not as obvious, if it makes any sense. And so, you know, it's even more fun to make them a bit more challenging. So for example, you can create a small details on the flag of the boat. Let's type pirates just to see if there's any details that pop that could be handy for these illustrations. So we have maps. Okay, always click on graphics. Let's see. Oh, this is cool. This is something we could use. However, it's an animation, so it's not really ideal. Oh, we can put an anchor for sure. Just change the color. And let's see, we can put it right here. Maybe make it smaller. We can put it right here. Or maybe here. Voila. And then we could actually use this symbol right here. Make sure it's black and use it on the captain hat. So this is another difference. And to delete whatever is behind it, you can use a circle. Make it smaller and kind of hide, you know, the skull that is already on the hat. This is a shortcut, of course, so I'm showing you, you know, how to make this kind of adjustment very, very quickly and easily. And then you can put your, here, position forward, you can put your skull symbol on top of it. Voila, just like so. So this is another difference. Let's see if we can find a nice parrot with a white background. Here, this could work-ish. Yes, this could work. There we go. Or you can also put it in the first illustration. So the difference, it doesn't have to be added always in the second illustration. You can, you know, adjust both illustrations. So in the second one, the difference is that the birds are missing as well as for the parrots, and then you have other elements which are different. You know, we can put the seashell maybe right here. So the difference is that here you have the seashell, here you have the starfish, and then here you have a crab. We can copy and paste the treasure chest just to don't make it too obvious that is missing, because obviously you have a lot of blank space right here. So let's just do Command C and Command V, and then we can maybe change the crab with some, I don't know, maybe a different type of crab. Maybe we can use this one. Maybe we can look for a sand castle. So sand castle. This is quite cute. So maybe we can substitute the crab with the sand castle, just like so. You can also have the same exact element like these birds, so Command C, Command V, but you can change the position. So this could be another difference. Voila. And you can add or, you know, remove as many elements as you want. So usually in this type of books, you have about 10 differences per illustration, unless you want to make it a bit easier for younger children, or you can also make it more complex for adults. And so you can make as many differences as you like. But for this type of medium difficulty level, I will stick with 10 differences. So we have here 1, 2, 3 with the anchor, 4, 5, 6. So yeah, we need maybe 4 more. So, you know, you just keep on going until you have 10 differences, and this is how you create one page. So this page is pretty much ready to go. And then you can add the text or not. It's up to you. You can group all the elements and maybe move a little upward the whole design. Obviously, always making sure you are within the margins. So if you are in doubt, go back using your margin templates and make sure all your elements are within the safe area. See, position, you can put it backwards, and then you can reposition all your elements. You can also maybe make them slightly smaller if you want. Perfect. And then you can add some text. So here it is. Obviously you're gonna make it smaller. You can write, I don't know, there are 6 differences in these illustrations. Find and circle them, blah blah blah. And voila, this is how you create a full spot the difference page. Very easy peasy in only a few minutes. And you can also do, as I was saying, something different. So let's go back into graphics and look for like a different kind of coloring page. For example, here you have a unicorn, which is very cute. However, it's always a matter of sizing. So in this case, if it fills pretty much the whole page but few spots here, you can fill them with extra elements. So you can add some stars. Voila, just change the color. This is how you fill the blank spots, okay? So you make it look like it's an actual full page. And you can keep doing so, you know, as much as you need. Or maybe clouds, you can add some extra clouds. Just change the color to black. And then obviously you can crop them so they fit perfectly within your margins, just like so. Maybe a bit smaller. And this is literally how you fill the whole space. So you give the illusion that this was an illustration made like that already. And then of course you want to create a frame even around this illustration. So once again, you go into the lines here. And here you have your beautiful, you know, page. This is obviously formatted as a left page because the largest margin side is on the right, which means your book spine will be right here. So this is a left page. And obviously you want the same on the right page. So you just duplicate this illustration. You group all the elements. You reinsert your right page template. You extend it and then you position it backwards. And then you grab your illustration and you reposition it just perfectly within the safe area. This way you will have these two illustrations side by side pretty much. Voila. So all you have to do now is to just create some sort of differences. So in here what you can do, obviously you can ungroup the elements, you can add something or remove something. So to remove something you can keep using circle or square, make it white, and just, you know, hide whatever elements you want to remove, like so. So we can remove this star right here. And then to add something, obviously you just add it. So I don't know, let me think of a magical unicorn. Maybe we can look for a heart shape or a flower. Maybe we can add a heart on the unicorn bottom. Voila. We can add this heart right here, which is very cute. Maybe you can add some extra clouds. Always click on graphic because it gives you more options. So here we can use this one, for example, which is perfect, and it's even white filled, which, as I already mentioned, you know, you can perfectly position it on top of other elements. So we can add these clouds right here. And then, I don't know, we can change the expression of the moon. So we can look for eyes. Here, this one is cute. We can change the color to black. We can do like an eyelash kind of eye. So once again, we can use our circle to hide whatever is underneath. Change the color to white. Cover that eye and then put this forward, so it will be on top of the circle. Make it a bit smaller, and here it is. You have a different eye for the moon. What else we can do? If we type unicorn, let's see if we found any interesting elements that we can use for our illustration. Maybe we can add some flowers. See, some unicorns have flowers in the hair. See, a lot of the time I just browse to brainstorm ideas, and that's the strategies. Maybe we can add a little comet, or maybe a wing. See, like this unicorn have wings. Maybe if we type wing, let's see. Oh, this works. Look how cute. So we can add these wings right here. Perfect. Or maybe we can put it in the original illustration and then the second one doesn't have it. It's up to you. As long as you have, 10 differences, that's the whole purpose of the book idea. So let's see, maybe flower. This is cute, but I prefer to have a flower with a white filling because, as I already explained, if I put it on top of the hair, it's gonna be messy because you can see through the lines underneath, while instead I want something that I can place on top of other, lines. Okay, this is much better, for example. Maybe we can put it in the second illustration since we already have the wings here. So we can add this flower here. Perfect. Let's see if we, by any chance, we found a better one. Let's see this one. Yeah, I like this more. Okay. It's a bit less messy. Voila. Maybe let's just type magic. Let's see if anything cute comes up. Or also pony. We can try pony in a minute. No, I don't see anything that really stand out. So let's try sparkle. Okay, for example, we can use this sparkle to add some elements, in our illustration, because, unicorn magic, it's all about that stuff. Let's type comet. Here, this could be something that we can use. Maybe we flip vertically, voila. And then we reposition a little bit, so we can put this comet right here, so we can once again hide whatever is underneath with a white dot. Voila. And we can put this forward, and here we have another difference. So you just keep on going as much as you like, and that's the whole fun of it. So you have these two ways of formatting your pages with spot the difference kind of book. So you can do, once again, in the same page, the same illustration with a difference one on top of each other, or you can do a side-by-side full page for each illustration. So it's up to you. This way you're gonna print on each singular page of your book, and this way instead you have the freedom to print on the right side of your book and leave each left page blank. So which is what you usually do whenever you create a coloring book. But to be completely frank, it's a bit harder to find landscape kind of illustrations like this one. You always have to adjust them somehow, as I did earlier. It's much easier to find an A4 portrait kind of illustration, so more vertical. And that's why most of the Spot the Difference books available on Amazon are structured this way. So yeah, these are the two ways you can go about it. But there's one more way I want to show you in how you can create this type of pages, just to give you extra options and to show you, different techniques. You can also create your own illustration by using separate elements. So here we used, pre-made illustration. In the first example, we just resize it, you know, to fit the landscape kind of formatting. And in the second example, we just add few little elements to fill the blank spaces we have on top and bottom. And on this third example, I'm gonna show you how you can literally create a whole scene by using individual elements. So let me just duplicate this page just to use the framing, which is already pre-made, so we speed up the whole process. Okay, so for example, let's look for something like, I don't know, a farm, or maybe, you know what, I like bees. Let's look for bees. Bee, something that we can use, you know, as literally coloring page. Okay, this is a cute one. We can keep this right here. Let's see if we found anything else. This is quite cute. So when I'm brainstorming, I'm literally just adding elements that I like, and then I see what works together. Here, this for example, it's another very cute bee, which you can change the colors and make it, you know, suitable for a coloring book. And then you can just add maybe, I don't know, a sun and some clouds and create sort of a scene. Let's see if we can find a cute cloud. It's something like this, like a little cloud like this. Voila. Then obviously you can always crop it. And pretty much you create your own scene, you know, and then you copy and paste all the elements and you transfer it on your bottom frame, and then you can just, you know, maybe flip this horizontally and create your differences. Maybe add a little cloud like this. You can maybe add a little snail right here. And this is exactly how you can create your own costume, spot the difference illustration that you can use in your books so that you don't ever experience like copyright issues. This is your own original content that you created yourself from scratch, and it's unique, so it's even a very strategic way to stand out from your competitors' books, which most of them are just, you know, people that want to make a quick buck using pre-made templates that they purchase and download from Creative Fabrica or other graphic marketplaces. And so a lot of books have repetitive content, and by creating your own illustrations, you are completely confident to have unique material that nobody else is selling, not mentioning that it's a super fun way to unleash your creativity. So that's it, guys. I really hope you enjoyed this video, and most of all, I hope I was able to give you some ideas and to show you what's possible. If you would like more tutorials like this one, just let me know by leaving a like, subscribe if you didn't yet, and click the notification bell to don't miss out on any uploads. And I really hope to see you in my next video. Bye guys!